this tunnel, the end of this hallway, and head towards a room that is full of light. You see a stack of boxes, sort of half obscuring the entryway, and you are able to make your way to that stack of boxes and sort of crouch down behind it. And you see off into this room a figure sort of moving around among tables and stacks of supplies and cages and things like that.
Hobgoblin-sized or goblin-sized?
Hobgoblin-sized.
All right. Do I see Madz anywhere?
Looking around the room, like I said before, you see loads of boxes. You see like old-fashioned workspaces. There's lots of bottles and test tubes, burners. Lining the walls are these big open, these windows, letting in sunlight. And on a table, strapped down, you see the small goblin figure of Madz, who appears to be unconscious. Also in those cages I mentioned before, you see various animals.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a lot to unpack. I don't know why I, as a player, am fixating on these windows letting in sunlight when we are 1, underground, 2, at night. Like, I know that Sage Orion has, like, illusion magic and whatnot based off of, like, the living room, but I'm just like, why would you do windows with sunlight? Why not just put lights? You have magic. Just put normal lights.
That's a good question. But yeah, you are spot on. Looking at these windows, you can tell that they're shimmering. They're lightly illusory. They don't appear to be really going for like photorealism. They're just giving sort of the impression of outdoors, and they're letting in a very pleasant light in this room.
All right. Damn, how would Deirdre do this? I guess she just, like, fuck. Ty?
Yeah? Yeah, what's she gonna do?
What if she just knocks on the door as she's, like, standing there?
Oh my god. I mean, go for it.
I'm just saying. Like, she's not the kind of... Like, she's not gonna go in here and start attacking. She's not gonna go in here... Like, she's suspicious, yes. But she's still... Like, this is still somebody that Father Crayon sent her to. This is still, like, somebody that she sees as an authority figure. She does not have enough, like, solid evidence against him that she would just, like, go in and hit him with a table leg or, like, walk in and be all like, yo, what's up? I think she just knocks on the door.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, like, I'm assuming because she saw all of this, the door is open, so she's just standing in the doorway and just like...
Yeah, you knock on the door, and when you do that, oh my god, I love this. I love this scene. You knock on the door, and when you do that, you hear Father Crayon, or sorry, Sage, oh boy, twist. You hear Sage Orion sort of shout to himself and drop a bottle, which shatters on the floor in front of him. He had been walking from one table to another, and then he turns and looks towards you, and then very quickly turns back away. You see a shimmer, and then he turns back towards you and says, "Child, what are you doing here?"
Searching for my ward. That was the wrong tone. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Do you want take another take?
Searching for my ward.
Child, this This creature is no concern to you now. Leave them in my hands.
I'm sorry, Sage Orion, but I made them promises that I intend to keep.
I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Shit. I mean, she's good at those, but like...
Yeah.
Hey, Ty.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, I rolled a 4. She has plus 7, but that's still only an 11.
Gotcha. You see Orion standing in front of you, a young hobgoblin man appearing to be in his mid-30s, maybe. As I described him before, he is wearing well-kept robes. He is good posture, fit, tall, and he looks at you kindly and smiles and says, "Come sit with me, child." And you feel like you trust him.
Ty, is he a vampire?
I'm not going to say that you have to do what he tells you to do. But I will tell you how you feel for a while.
Look, I mean, the odds are stacked against Deirdre. If she feels in this moment like she trusts him, she's going to, like, follow him and let him try to explain himself.
Gotcha.
But if he makes any moves, she, like, either harming her or harming Madz, then...
Just so you, Elian, since you are by yourself, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Mm-hmm. He has cast Charm Person on Deirdre. Mm-hmm. And so right now, Deirdre does trust him. Mm-hmm. For an hour, unless he or one of his companions tries to harm you. However, because you are by yourself, you don't have a teammate to fall back on right now, I'm going to also say that if something happens that you feel is justifiable for you to re-roll that wisdom, you let me know, and I will give you a shot.
Okay.
Because, hey, here's a little secret. I don't plan on having you just like fall under their become their thrall. I don't plan for you to become their thrall.
What do you mean, Ty? This isn't where Deirdre's second arc ends?
Oh, that'd be monstrous of me. No.
God. Okay, Ty.
Yeah?
I don't know how long you want this episode to last, but what if that is where it ends?
God, Jesus.
And then we leave. And then there's that question of, oh, are we gonna keep going with Deirdre? Or is there gonna be a new arc? Next episode.
I love that idea.
I just think that would be incredibly funny.
That would be, oh man. Okay. You'll understand pretty soon why I am not that cruel soon. So he says this to you, and what do you do when he asks you to come sit?
She comes and sits. She's gonna let him explain himself.
As you approach, you sit down at a table, and as you are approaching, you notice off to the side, in one of the cages, that bear from before, resting and curled up.
Yep.
And Sage Orion sits in front of you at the other side of the table, and he folds his hands, and he says,
Child, back in my younger days, I used to fight alongside Father Crayon. I was his friend and his partner, and I believed in his fight to rid this world of these corrupted beasts. But over time, I grew old. And when Alberta and I eventually parted ways, he continued to want to fight. He's an augur. He feels like he knows what he is fated to do. I did not have that. I felt like I must learn. And so I sought out whatever remnants of society, of lost civilizations there still were after the war with the God King. And eventually, that led me here. I found this old factory, this old armory of Bregatone, and I read their studies, and I read their histories. And do you know these creatures that you and Father Crayon have killed? Do you know how old they are?
No.
They've been around since the days of the God King. They've been around since the time that Bregatone threw up its walls. And they are just as young now as they were then. The corruption, the haints that live inside them, it gives them vitality, it gives them life. And Father Crayon thinks that he is fated to kill these things, to destroy them, to wipe them out. But I know what his fate truly is. I know what my fate is, what your fate is. And that fate is to die. We are all fated to that one end. And Crayon stands up, and he gestures towards the belt that is wrapped around his robes, and he taps a sigil on it. And the image of this young man in front of you, this strong, powerful figure, flashes away, and you see before you someone old and broken. I refuse. I will find out. I have worked so long and so hard on these creatures, and there's so much to learn from them. I'm giving you a pause if you want to say something.
No. She's
okay.
Listening.
Okay. I believe with a little... I've been working so long trying to... There was... He collects himself and he sits down, and he looks older and heavier now than he did ever before to you. From what I've learned, reading the histories, these creatures, and he gestures towards the caged beasts around him, a fawn, a rabbit, and that bear, the corruption that lives inside of them, it once was powerful enough to bond with a person, to, through a pact, grant them its power. But now they can barely, they've been so starved of this, I don't know, but I've been working on these, and I've been making them stronger and stronger, and I think that we are at the point where I can make that happen again. And he gestures towards Madz, and he says, "Just please, stand aside, give me the chance to try one more time to see if I can do this. And if I fail, so be it."
Did Madz agree to this?
He lowers his head and then raises it back up to you and said, "Of course, he wants to. These creatures grant more than just life. They grant access to magic and power. Why would he not? Why would they not?"
Ty?
What?
I know you corrected yourself, and it was probably an accident, but if Sage Orion misgendered Madz, then, like, for real in canon, can I re-roll that wisdom?
Yeah, dog. I will...
Because personally, I had such a reaction, like, do not trust.
Roll me a... I think that this can be like a precursor. Roll me a insight.
Okay. I was thinking about asking to roll an insight when you did the head bow thing.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, Deirdre is charmed. She probably wouldn't question that super hard. But, insight. Okay. Oh, come on. Dice. Please. You're lucky I have +7 insight. 13?
Orion was lying when they said that Madz agreed to this.
Ugh. Terrible. Can I re-roll that wisdom?
Yeah, dog.
Oh, I gotta pick a good die. Alright. Gonna use a nice, shiny, sparkly one. Come on, baby, don't fail me. That, Ty, I shit you not, that is a nat 20.
Hell yeah! You look towards Madz. You see them bound by leather straps to this table with a chain wrapped around their neck, and you know that they did not agree to be here. And you know that when you walked into this room and you looked towards Orion, he pulled out his cypress wand and he cast Charm Person on you.
I'm sorry, Sage Orion, but I have to keep that promise. Ty, would this be a good place for both an action and a bonus action spell?
Go for it.
Alright, Deirdre is going to cast Guardian of Faith in front of the table where Madz is strapped down.
Lovely.
And with her bonus action, she's gonna cast Spiritual Weapon, and it's like a cool celestial version of her normal mace.
Does this replace the club, or does it sort of like halo it, like envelop it?
Now, see, the thing about Spiritual Weapon is you create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration. When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against the creature within 5 feet of the weapon, etc., etc. As a bonus action, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature. The weapon can take whatever form you choose.
Oh, that's so good.
So it's just free floating. I mean, I suppose for flavor she could grab it, but why when she could have her table leg, a Guardian of Faith, appear in front of Madz, guarding Madz, and a cool floating mace.
I love it. I love it. Do either of those like immediately attack him, or what exactly?
I can attack with the spiritual weapon, but I don't think she will yet.
Okay.
Just to see like what Orion does. But the Guardian of Faith, any creature hostile to me that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time must succeed on a Dex saving throw.
Okay.
So I'm assuming if they start their action within 10 feet of the Guardian and they are hostile to me, then they will get 20 radiant damage on a failed Dex save.
Okay.
As long as they're within 10 feet of it. I don't know how big this room is.
Yeah. It's fairly large, so you are not within, or more importantly, Orion is not within 10 feet of that Guardian. It's kind of like across the room where Madz is. But when describe to me exactly like what this looks like. So Orion says this line to you, and then you have a moment of clarity, and the charm falls away from you. what does this look like when you react?
Well, Deirdre says her cool, like, I have to keep my promise line.
Mm-hmm.
And then she does her verbal components for her spells. A large spectral guardian appears and hovers in front of Madz.
Nice.
And a floating, glowing mace appears next to Deirdre. Because I'm assuming Deirdre is within 5 feet of Orion's, because she, like, crossed the room to get over there.
Yeah. You guys are sitting on opposite sides of a table, and you end your turn right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right as that happens, Orion looks at you and says, I tried to go easy on you. And then he casts Hold Person on you. I want you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna use the same die that gave me a 20 earlier. Let's see if we can do good. Does 14 do it?
Hell yeah. 14 does it.
Oh, thank God.
So he like raises out his wand, points it towards you, and says, "Kneel."
She doesn't do anything.
And she doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, she doesn't kneel for sure.
Definitely.
But she is gonna smack him with that spiritual mace.
Do it. Do I roll a save or is that a attack?
All right, I have to make a melee spell attack. So I'm hitting you. Does a 12 hit?
No, a 12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Then she whiffs.
She whiffs. Are you gonna do anything else right now?
She'll move towards him.
Like around the table?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think she's above hitting an old man with a stick. Because spiritual weapon is a bonus action. So if I can get to him with my 30 feet of speed, then I'm gonna hit him with the stick, Ty.
Nice. So you are just like sitting across from him at this this table, fairly small table. And so I imagine you sort of like stand up, grab the edge of the table, and slightly push it to the side as you step towards him, around it and towards him.
Nice.
And are towering like right up on him. And on his turn, he is going to shrink.
I'm gonna try to hit him.
Oh, you're gonna try to hit him?
I have an action tie.
Oh,
I'm gonna hit him with a stick.
I didn't know that was a bonus action. Cool.
Yeah, spiritual weapon is a bonus action, which is why it's such a chill spell.
Hell yeah. Try to hit him with that stick.
God damn it. I don't have proficiency with the stick, do I?
No.
Then that's just a 6.
Yeah, that also whiffs. I'll say as you do that, as you're stepping around the table, he sort of tilts the table and kind of lifts it up, throws it towards you as he is stepping away and moving towards the cage with the bear, and he unlasks the latch and opens it up, letting the bear out, which the bear has joined the fray.
God damn it.
And he then moves towards the wall where there is you see a longsword resting against the wall. He goes to grab it. It is now your turn. The bear has not entered the rotation yet.
How far away from me are they?
Like 15 feet. Pretty close.
Is there any space on the other side of the room? Or is like the...
Are you asking about basically to see if it's safe enough to do a fireball?
Yeah.
I would say that based on how enclosed
it's a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, based on how enclosed the space is, it's you might be able to do it, but it would be dangerous considering Madz is like chained down to a wooden table.
Oh, did Orion move closer to Madz?
Oh no,
I'm just trying to get the layout.
No, you're right. So this room is probably maybe 30 feet across, and Madz is tied up to the right side of the room. He's going towards the left side, so he probably just skirted the Guardian's range, going to the cage and then towards the longsword, which is at the end of the room.
If I back up towards Madz, could I reasonably get the bear and Orion in a fireball?
I cannot imagine a reason why you couldn't. Yeah. I mean, it seems very, very possible. Like, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Let's, took this fucking bear out once. Maybe it'll just be all like, oh shit, I remember this. Maybe I'll get back in here and not do anything. Well, let's hope that there aren't any, flammable objects around it.
There's a lot of wooden tables and stuff, or boxes and things like that. But yeah, the cages are made of metal. The walls and stuff are made of stone. The windows are illusory.
Okay, well, flammable I'm gonna do this, and then flammable objects,
be damned.
will ignite. Yeah, so, if you could roll me a dex saving throw.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
For both the bear and Orion.
Yeah, so there's also the deer and the rabbit are in those cages. They are definitely going to get hit. They're within the square. Let me roll for the bear and for Orion. The bear got 10. Orion got 14.
All right, my spell save is 14. So I think that's just the target you need to hit, like AC. So I think Orion saves.
I assume he still takes half damage? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Ooh, boy,
yes,
okay.
He does. Not a bad spread. That would be 25 fire damage to the bear because it failed. And do you round up or round down?
Round down, I think, is how the general rule for D&D.
Then 12 to Orion.
Okay, yeah, so you cast this fireball. You hold up your holy amulet. Or you describe this to me. This is going to do a hell of a lot of damage. So you describe to me what this looks like. You've got your glowing mace to your side. You've got this guardian of faith behind you.
I've got my stick in my hand. And I've got my holy symbol in the other. And I hold out the holy symbol and I say whatever her verbal component is. I did not make anything up. And she points at a point towards the wall, in between Orion and the bear, and from that point that she points at, it just goes and now a lot of things are on fire.
Yeah, the fireball shoots forward, blasts radiating from the space directly between the bear and Orion, engulfing the rabbit and fawn in their cages nearby. Also corrupted beasts, like the bear itself. They both are engulfed, and you see them collapse lifelessly. The rabbit almost entirely turned to ash. The bear is also collapses. You see the stone covering on it is still, it was still a little charred from the last attack that you cast against it, and it just goes out. It had not probably fully healed from that. Orion, meanwhile, he skirts off to the side, barely, he's still singed by this fire, but he manages to get behind some of those stacks of boxes and rips off the outer robe that he is wearing, which has caught a flame, and tosses it to the ground. And yeah, do you do anything else?
No, that'll be your turn.
Okay. Yeah, so now at this point it is just pretty much just Orion, because I was not, for some reason, not anticipating the fireball.
Well,
again.
Ty, what do you expect? A fireball worked against the bear last time.
I don't know. So Orion, he still managed to move towards that sword, steps through some of the burning pits of wood on the ground, and grabs the longsword, turns to face you, and enters a stance clearly of someone practiced in combat, somebody with a history of wielding a weapon like this. Snarling at you, he rushes forward and swipes down, attempts to hit you with his longsword. Ugh, gross. Does an 8 hit?
Nope.
Ugh, that's...
Without her armor, she's still at a 12.
Nice. Yeah, he swipes this blade down at you. You easily step to the side, and it crashes into the stone, throwing up sparks. it is your turn.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
Because you're just like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. Swords.
Those are a thing.
Those are a thing, and I don't have any armor.
Is that an action or a bonus action?
It is a bonus.
Nice.
So then I'm gonna hit him with my stick.
All right, do it.
Let's go.
As you go to do that, as you go to hit him with this stick, like he has just thrown down his sword, missed you pretty badly, and then you go to hit him while he's down. A shimmering shield envelops his body.
Well, then a 14 probably doesn't hit.
It makes contact, but then is bounced back by this magical shield.
Gosh dang shield. Wait, he moved towards me,
He did move towards you.
and earlier I had moved towards the Guardian of Faith and Madz to get out of the way of the fireball. Are we within 10 feet?
I would say you probably are within 10 feet of this Guardian of Faith.
Then tie.
Let's say that with moving out of your range to avoid being hit by you, he steps within range of the Guardian of Faith.
Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah, man. Oh, critical fail.
Oh boy. Take 20 radiant damage.
Okay. How much did he take before? Is 25 rounded down to 12?
Correct.
Okay. While I count this up, tell me, what does that look like?
It says that the Guardian is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of my deity. So it just like swings at him with like a celestial looking sword.
Oh man, that's crazy. And it slams into him and he is thrown down to the ground. And as he hits, he looks at you and he raises up his longsword again, looking like he is going to make another attack, but he pauses and then he drops his sword.
Deirdre, child, I am not ending here.
He stands up very straight. His shoulders are back. His chest is out.
Leave this place, child. You do not know the powers that you are messing with. You do not know the powers before you.
Okay.
That's all he says. He is holding, his hand is tight on the cypress wand.
I mean, unless she's like magically compelled, she's gonna stand her ground. And she's not gonna say anything, because like, what? She already said that she's going to keep her promise to Madz. She's not just gonna leave.
He raises up his wand above him. All of the windows that previously had been showing a sort of image of a bright, sunny day, wind and the sound of wind and rain and thunder starts pounding against those windows as he shouts into the air,
Leave this place!
Is he trying to intimidate me?
Is that a question or is that a statement?
I mean, that's me as a player, like, excuse me? I'm sorry, are you trying to intimidate me? Sir? Deirdre's just gonna stand there and just, no.
I said leave.
And he raises his wand and points it this time towards you. And I need you to give me another wisdom saving throw.
Ty?
Yep.
That is a natural 20.
Ha!
These dice like being cinematic.
I want you to tell me, what is it that Deirdre fears most?
Oh, shit. I think she fears being abandoned.
you see yourself in the tower of your church. You go through your normal day, performing the mass, performing the rituals for no one. You go outside and see the post where you used to have Veritas tied up, the small patch of grass that was once where he grazed. And you walk over to the simple tombstone with the name Crayon inscribed on it. And you push that image aside because that is not where you are. That is not the life that you are living, and there are people here now for you to help. And you break through this fear spell. What do you do?
Oh. I think she's gonna cast Scorching Ray. Well, that's a natural 1, so that one's out. And then I've got 2 12s, which add up to 19.
Yeah, those both hit.
That's 15 points of fire damage.
Question.
Yes.
Are you going for lethal?
Oh, that is the question, isn't it?
It is.
The thing is, Deirdre doesn't really have any qualms per se about murder.
Mm-hmm.
But she does still have that part of her that is trying to finish the mission that she was sent to do. And Sage Orion is an integral part of that. However, she is not okay with any of the stuff happening here.
Yeah.
And I think she is realizing that she is not okay with any of the stuff that is happening here. So, yes. Okay, here's what I think happens. She does go for lethal, and then she goes, oh, shit, and to spare the dying, just rushes over and touches him and just like, oh, shit.
Okay, so those 3 beams of fire shoot out. One of them, they strike him in the chest, and with burning wreckage all around him, Sage Orion collapses, and you see him stop breathing. And then you rush forward, and you cast Spare the Dying, and you hear his breath catch in his chest, and lays there, all but dead. What do you do now?
She looks around her, and she's like, oh, shit, I made a lot of things catch on fire. And she casts Create Water.
Gotcha.
Which I think she can cast it as, like, rain.
Yeah, you can. Lore used that, I believe.
No, there's a different spell. There's Create/Destroy Water. Create Food and Water, actually. I can create 30 gallons of water on the ground or in containers within range. So I think she just kind of floods the room a little bit and goes around, like, putting out fires manually, as long as Sage Orion isn't, gonna drown in this water that she's made.
He is just sort of laying on the ground. You've turned him face up so that he can breathe. And you put out all of these fires around the room. the lights coming from those windows. Those windows are still casting light, but it's weird and shimmering now. It's not quite as steady as it was before, and yeah, you're able to make the room safe. You've put out all the fires. The beasts are dead, and Orion is not an issue right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, let's try to wake up Madz.
Cool. You go up to Madz. They are bound to this table by leather straps on all of their limbs, and there is a chain wrapped around their neck, also binding them to the table. There are, you notice around them, various vials and tubes and pipes, not pipes, like, what's the word? Little, I don't know. There's various alchemical equipment.
Describe it, Ty. I might know.
Test tubes. Like, not test tubes.
There you
That's
go.
not the word I want. Vials, I guess, is just the word I wanted.
Okay.
But vials containing various alchemical liquids, needles, things like that. But Madz appears to be... Well, roll me a medicine check, I guess.
I'm good at those as long as I don't roll poorly. Hey, that's a 22.
Yeah, Madz is untouched and unhurt. They just appear to be asleep.
Okay. Let's get Madz out of here.
Okay. You undo the straps wrapping them. Do you try to wake them up or do you just pick them up?
I'll just pick him up.
Okay. You pick them up and I guess you just carry them out?
Yeah, I also want to bring Sage Orion with me.
Okay. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to carry both of them.
I have a strength of 14?
Okay, I will let you do this, but you have to describe to me how this is happening. Are you fashioning some sort of like dragging thing? What's the word I want? The, like, not caught.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I can't remember it either. I know what you're talking about. Like a stretcher, but you drag it.
Yeah, one of those things. Do you craft yourself one of those? Do you take a couple of trips? Like, how do you do that?
Can I not put one over one shoulder and one over the other?
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure.
How heavy is Sage Orion?
Honestly, now that, like, you can tell that they are not, they're pretty solid for a older man, but nowhere near as thick and heavy as they looked before, as the illusion they had been casting looked.
All right. I'm going to do a quick Sacred Flame on the coyote on my way out.
Fair.
I don't give a fuck about this dude's experiments anymore.
You make your way back where you'd come. You travel down that long path, deal with the coyote when you come to it, go across the catwalk, and then take the wooden spiral staircase up this chimney and back to the ground level. And you find yourself in this ancient fortress that Sage Orion has called his home. You find yourself with your ward, with Madz. You go to the tower where Veritas is waiting for you. You know Mason is upstairs. And I don't have any plans for you at this point.
That's fine. Deirdre's just gonna, interrogate an old man. We know what he fears. He fears death.
Do you want to interrogate this man?
I don't need to roleplay it.
Okay.
Basically, she's just gonna, interrogate him to get the thing that she came for, the cure for Father Crayon. And then, once she gets what she wants, she'll just knock him out and leave. She doesn't care.
Yeah. I kind of think that we're going to need... I unfortunately think we're going to need to roleplay through that bit.
This is already a chunky episode, Ty.
It is. It's probably going to be 2 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, I am okay, like yada yadaing to the end. But there's like a little bit of what you said that I think needs to happen through roleplay. So let's say you have where do you want to do it? Do you want to do it in his like study at the top of the tower? Like maybe you've tied him up to a chair or something like that?
I don't see why I can't just tie him up to a chair on the bottom floor.
Okay, cool.
But she does put on her chain shirt and grab her mace.
Nice.
She's gotta look big and intimidating.
Is Madz with you when this is happening?
I want to say that I put, like, because Sage Orion will be out for a bit.
Yeah. You have time to do some setup.
Yeah. She's gonna pack their things.
Okay.
And get all of, like, basically just get Veritas ready for a journey. Get all their stuff in the saddlebags and everything. Get Madz and Mason up on Veritas. And just kind of, like, tie, like, do a little rope seatbelt, basically. Just in case.
Gotcha.
And Veritas will be right at the open door, ready to go whenever Deirdre is finished.
Okay. Sage Orion awakens in the foyer, and he is restrained, and he looks up and he sees Deirdre in ready for battle. And what do you do?
I'm sure by now you understand that I keep my promises. Correct?
Yes, I see that.
I promised Father Crayon that I would come and get a medicine that you were crafting. Did you finish it?
No.
Can you finish it?
Perhaps someday, if you were to leave the child with me.
Is there a different way?
That I know of? No. Is one out there? Maybe. But this has been my life's work. It's not my fault that Father Crayon has been so wrapped up in his life's work that he has never given a care what I've been doing with my life since we parted ways. It's not my fault that he was so... I never heard from him for a decade until he reaches out and comes crawling for my help. Desperate to continue his futile efforts. And I see what he has made of you as well. Just another weapon in his arsenal. You know, you could join me. Together we could find a way to make this work. We could find a way to live. Or you could go back to that sick old man and continue his efforts until one of you dies. Decide what you want, or kill me now if that's what you're going to do. But I have nothing for him here.
Do you even know what the sickness is?
He looks away from you, and you see him blinking back tears, but he doesn't say anything.
I don't think immortality is a cure. and she's gonna leave. I think she's just gonna walk out. This dude doesn't know what the fuck he's doing anyway.
The door closes behind Deirdre, leaving this old man bound to a chair in the middle of a beautiful, peaceful field. We're going to do a fade out at that point.
Deirdre casts fireball.
Oh, gosh.
Blow the whole thing up.
Blow the whole thing up.
I think that's where we're going to end things. I would like to ask you, what do you think Deirdre is going to be doing next after this?
She's gonna go back home.
Mm-hmm.
If the rest of Madz's group is still there, then she'll leave them with the group.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna tell Father Crayon that Sage Orion did not have a cure, and she's not necessarily gonna go back to life as normal, but she's going to keep going. Like, if there's another step, like another place where she could try to find a cure, if she could get more powerful to try to do a cleric-y cure sort of thing, she's gonna do that. But she's gonna do the best she can.
Well, fuck. That was a whole thing, huh?
Ty, that was so much.
It's a lot. I'm so sorry. Oh.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
How you feeling? How you feeling right now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. It's gonna be a bit. Well, thank you for coming on and joining me again. I've really enjoyed revisiting Deirdre, and I've really enjoyed getting a chance to play with you again. It's been great.
I did too. I had a lot of fun, Ty. Thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you.
It's fun realizing things about your character in the moment as they're happening.
Oh boy. I have. That's not a thing for right now. Maybe that's a thing for a side character questions episode. Well, thank you again for joining us. If any listeners, since this is the end of Deirdre's second arc, if any listeners want to find you, where are they going to find you?
You can find me personally on Twitter or Instagram at RacetrackConlon, CONLON, or you can find my podcast, Capes and Japes, every Tuesday, just on any podcatcher of your choice. That is Capes and Japes. We talk about comics.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again. And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and pitter patter on out of here. Pitter patter.
Ah, there we go.
Thanks to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Find them at thejoydrops.com. You can find us at sidecharacterquest.com, at SCQ Podcast on Twitter, or by email at sidecharacterquest@gmail.com.
The Scavengers Network.
Creator-driven,
community-focused,
treasured content.
You might have already heard of Wonder Woman, but did you know that there were several people who went by Wonder Girl?
You've heard of Spider-Man, but did you know there's more than just Peter Parker? Well, here at Capes and Japes, we can fill you in on all that stuff that you maybe didn't know. My name's Olivia.
And I'm Elian, and you can catch us every Tuesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
We'll see you there.
So, a little bit of post-show talk. How you feeling? I know I hate you with like a lot at the end.
That was so much.
That was so much.
It was so much, and it all happened. And I'm sitting here like, Ty, I've been recording for 2.5 hours.
Uh-huh.
It is officially my bedtime, and my dinner is still in the fridge.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I could have like been all like, "Hey Ty, can we take a longer break in the middle here and I can eat some?" I mean, like I ate like a few fries.
Yeah.
And I had a snack before we started recording because I knew it would be a while.
Mm-hmm.
But, whew.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I had a bit of a goal with this arc, which was to more or less like I wanted to make Deirdre as a character realize something about themselves, but I didn't have any specific plan about what. So I just wanted to create a very extreme circumstance for them to be in.
Well, congratulations, Ty. You did.
I threw so many like different like tidbits. I don't even know, like I threw so many things at you in Orion's like speech. I don't know what you actually.
The fun thing is, like, while I was listening to it, I was like, ooh, 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 and then you're like, hey, what does Deirdre do? And all of it was like, whoosh. Because Deirdre doesn't care about lore. Deirdre cares about what is happening here and now.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So now I'm just like, oh, they're corrupted by hates? Ty?
Yeah. Let's see. What other stuff did I throw at you?
Does Eli know?
No. No. And also, a quick note. The only reason I'm incorporating the word haints is specifically because of Eli's reaction. When that happened.
Yeah.
That name was not planned on being a thing until he had that intense visceral reaction based off of his own personal childhood experiences. And I was like, okay, let's use this.
Yeah, as soon as you said haints, I'm just like, oh, Eli's gonna flip his shit.
He's gonna flip his shit. There's this is like there's also the whole like, okay, this is a fortress that was built by Bregatone. Why is that here and not where the wall is? Why was the wall? He's mentioned like the wall was built. Why was the wall built? Like he mentioned
The War of the God King?
he mentioned the War of the God King. Why that? Why that thing?
Who? What? Excuse me? Also, I'm over here with my little pet theory, like, hey, Ty?
Yeah.
Is Father Crane becoming a skeleton?
Ooh, wait, is that a question or is that a statement?
What do you mean? Is that a question or is that a statement?
I don't know. That's not I phrased that poorly.
Is that hypothetical or?
I guess what I was asking was, were you hoping to get an actual answer or were you just presenting your theory?
It's been in the back of my mind, this whole thing, and I haven't been able to talk to anybody about it.
That's fair.
I don't know. I think I just wanted to say it.
Gotcha. Let me think if there's anything I can tell you. I'm gonna give you a few little bits that I don't think that I'm going to include this. Actually, let's go ahead and I'm gonna stop the recording because this is a very long recording.
Okay. What, you don't want this for the future, like after side character quest ends and you're like, all right, here's all the stuff I talked to the players about.
Yeah.
Here are all my audio clips.
SNBN News, I'm Bourbon Brosvin. We're receiving reports that a group calling itself the Scavengers Network is plotting some kind of an independent podcast showcase on twitch.tv starting May 21st of this year. SNBN correspondent Tutley Crocus is on the scene. Good morning, Tutley.
Good morning, Brosvin. Panic and excitement in the streets here today as word spreads of what the locals are calling the Snip Showcase, set to happen over the weekend of May 21st. I'm here with Deirdre Berblingwork, a local business owner and self-described podcast enthusiast. Deirdre, tell me, what is this Snip Showcase and what precautions are you taking?
Hello, Tutley. I'm honestly a bit nervous because I only listen to the big name podcasts, you know, like the red hair funny guy from TV and the big dumb wrestling guy from Fear Factor. So I am intimidated. Apparently they're gonna pack a whole weekend full of live shows, videos, and other stuff from like smaller independent creators on something called Twitch. And that just scares the daylights out of me, I'll be honest.
I see. And they're calling this the Snip Showcase. What exactly are they snipping?
I don't know, Tutley, but if I know one thing, it's that twitching and snippiness ain't a good sign. Somebody gave me a sticker that said snipshowcase.com, but I'll be honest, I've been too afraid to type that in anywhere.
Thank you, Deirdre. SNBN News, I'm Tutley Crocus. Back to you, Brosvin.
Thank you, Tutley. During that interview, our IT department has loaded snipshowcase.com onto a secure virtual machine. It seems to contain all of the information pertaining to this weekend-long live-streamed podcast event. Our analysts are working to figure out what this could mean. I'm Bourbon Brosvin. Stay tuned to SNBN for more updates.
This is going to get cut and put in the bloopers.
Oh no. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out what Deirdre would do. Ty, I can't even appreciate all the lore that you have just given me.
It's been a lot. I threw a lot at you.
It was great as it was happening, but now I'm just so distressed.
Remember that you do have that little like improvised weapon stick thing.
I do
Not
have
great,
a stick.
but it's something.
I mean, I did look up improvised weapon. It would probably be like a club, which is like a D4 of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And she's proficient in simple weapons, but it's up to you whether or not she is proficient with a leg of a bed.
I will say that we will not give you proficiency on it because it is like a shitty improvised weapon, but otherwise you can treat it as a club.
Got it. Okay. F in the chat for Father Crayon.